Welcome to this other edition of Spotlight with Gwendy on Gwendy Media TV. Today, we have a special guest in the house. She is a young lady who got diagnosed with breast cancer at only age 27. Almost at the end of her treatment, her son, who is now of late, Corrie, was diagnosed with brain cancer. She's here to share all of her story with us. As you tune in, share the video so we can have more people. We're going to be sensitizing. We're going to be talking some deep talk about cancer, cancer treatment, and cancer survival in general. Sit tight, guys. It's going to be 1 hour conversation with our guest, Gwendoline Ngu, popularly known by all those who know her as Royal Warrior. Today, it's a story of a warrior. You are very welcome. We'll take a break. But when we come back, we're going to be meeting this amazing lady who I would say is truly, truly a warrior. Welcome, Gwendoline. This is the very first time I have somebody who has the same name as me. Oh my goodness, Gwendoline Ngu and Gwendoline Ngu. How are you, sister? How you doing?
I'm good, Gwen. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing.
And yes, I want to welcome all the warriors in the house. If you are watching this video and you're a warrior, a winner, I want to see your hands up in the comment section. I want to see you pump up the love because our guest today is here to tell us so much about her journey and experience, and especially this life that she leads today, empowering communities and raising awareness about breast cancer. Alrighty, so we're going to start right now. We'll watch a little video that you did talking about cancer and, you know, just some of the things that you realized about the community and the lack of awareness and all that. And when we come back, we'll be diving deep into more about your story. If the video is ready, let's take the video tag.
So many people, I realize, especially with the younger generation and say girls especially, I don't even want to go to men because they're so blunt right now. Girls especially in their 20s, especially in Cameroon again, they really have no idea about what we're talking about when it comes to breast cancer. It's true that so many people know that it's pink, but with terms like mammogram, I have spoken to so many younger girls and they're like, what is that? You know, my advice to so many people is know the things you have to do. Cancer is one of the most leading killing diseases that we can imagine nowadays. It is not only deadly, it is very difficult going through the treatment before even seeing somebody dies from it. So do your monthly exams. My most important thing that I tell people is breast cancer is not only for women, it affects men too. Hi, this is Gwen, a Royal Warrior.
Hi, this is Gwen, a Royal Warrior. You are indeed a Royal Warrior. Girl, I must say you look amazing. You look fantastic. We'll definitely get to how you keep that body and shape together and make yourself look so radiant, because I need me some tips. And I'm sure all the girls watching right now definitely need some tips. So, hey sis, how you doing today?
I'm good, Gwen. I am. Thank God.
I love the radiance that you have around you. So before we get into talking more about your story and journey, you told me that God showed you signs of, maybe your situation before that, even though you had not really paid attention to it. When you got diagnosed, that's when the bells started ringing in your head, that this is why God took you through the process that you went through. Do you want to share that story with our viewers today so they can understand exactly what you meant by that?
Yeah. I know we're talking about this a few days ago, and I was just saying so many times we miss the signs that God really presents to us, but it's only after we have gone through the things that we go through, then we realize that, oh, this is why this thing had happened to me when it did, because it was for a purpose, right? Because we're all living for a purpose. So I know I was telling you the story of how I look back
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, these things had happened to me because God really wanted me to be ready for this journey. Like I was telling you back then when I was in school, coincidentally, I had written a lot of my research papers on breast cancer in particular.
Wow.
And even when I was on the field doing clinicals, I came in contact with this doctor who took me under his wings in the OR. I was a student then. We we did do a surgery on this guy. That was the first, no, that was not the first time because I had done research on breast cancer and I had read that men do have breast cancer, but that was the first time I'm seeing a man with breast cancer and this guy who was on the
A man with breast cancer.
yes, yeah.
Wow.
And I always say that it is unfortunate, but yeah, men do have breast cancer. So exams should not only be for women. It
Yeah.
should, yeah. So this guy actually had breast cancer, and this doctor and I, we did do the surgery. He showed me all the steps, all the procedures, and how it's been done, how you take off the lymph nodes, and how the surgery has been done completely. And to think about it, that months after I got diagnosed, and
Wow.
then I got referred to this same doctor to be
Wow.
my breast surgeon. Yes. And I'm like, okay. So when I met this doctor again and I told him, and he was just like, wow, I hope I didn't scare you, but I see it as a blessing. Like, God had just made me understand that you're going to be in good hands. This guy knows what he's doing. Right. And just so many other stories that I look back and I'm like, well, I was prepared for this. God had shown me signs for this.
Wow. I mean, this story is something that I remember when you talked to me about it, I was like, no way, sis. So for some reason, you just found yourself interested in learning more about breast cancer without knowing that God was taking you through the process of understanding what was coming in front of you. And this is for Christians out there, for people who, have a special relationship with God. The truth is that He always shows us those signs. So, how did you get diagnosed?
Hmm.
Was it something
Little,
that happened? Did you get sick?
exactly. Little could I ever imagine that I could be one of those people I read in the books about, right? Or that guy on
Hmm.
the table. Because personally in my life, I had no, at that time, nobody that had ever had cancer, especially in my family. No, 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 nobody at all. So, and again, like we all know, which is changing now, then the thought, okay, breast cancer is for women of a certain age, and that's why mammogram still is being done at 40 and above. So I was just taking a shower one day, and then I felt a lump in my, I think it was my right breast. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I was not looking for it, actually. I was fortunate to find it when I did find it, but honestly, I was not one of those that ever thought I could just do my monthly exams to check for breast cancer because I never thought I could have it. I just
Yeah.
never, yeah.
And so when you went to the hospital, I know you were taking a shower, you had this lump in your right breast, and did it occur to you that, hey, wait a minute, this might be this? Or
Hmm.
was it
No, never,
no?
never. Um, Even when I saw my doctor the next few days, I made an appointment and saw the doctor. Then I was 27 years
Mm-hmm.
old. So my doctor was like, "Oh no, it can't be anything," without even examining it. He was like, "It
Yeah.
can't be anything. It's surely a cyst, or maybe it's after your period or before. Sometimes you feel some nodules, and that could just be it." But I actually left the doctor's office without even without him examining me. Then I came back and I said, "But doc, you didn't even check it." And he was like, "Okay, yeah, you can come." So he
Mm-hmm.
checked and he was like, "Oh, it's not just one." So he was like,
Oh
"Okay."
my God.
Yeah. He was like, "Okay, so I could send you for a sonogram." And then I called the sonogram place the next day. It was all a whole process, giving me a like in 2 weeks and all that. But I just didn't feel it right in my bones. Like something was wrong. But thinking about cancer, no, I could not even think that was it. But I just wanted to keep pushing. I decided to go to the emergency room the next morning. And I actually told those people there that I was in so much pain. When
Oh God.
hurting. It was just a nodule there. They gave me. I have pictures of that because I take. If you know me, you know I love taking pictures. I took pictures of everything. I have pictures of the prescription they gave me. They gave me naproxen for pain, but the doctor was like, "Oh, it's okay. You go home." And then on my way out, the doctor was like, "Well, if you have time, you can wait, and we'll see if we have space in the with the radiologist, and you can do a sonogram." I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." I waited. They had space, a few hours. I did a sonogram. The doctor, I remember her, Dr. O was like, "It's nothing. I can assure you." The nurses were like, "It's nothing. This is the best doctor we have here. And if she does a sonogram and she tells you it's nothing, you take it." But somehow God does his things. The doctor was like, "But well, if you want to do a biopsy, you can just wait around and see if we have space." I had worked the previous night. I slept on the couch there.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
yeah. I never gave up for some reason, and normally I should have given up and just go home and sleep, get ready for work the next day. But I did wait, and they did a biopsy, and then I just think the way God had planned it, it took weeks and weeks and weeks. Nobody ever called me.
Wow.
Nobody ever called me because that was not my hospital. I didn't have a doctor in that hospital, and they told me later on that they didn't have anybody who could call me. They didn't know who was going to give me the results. And I think it was just God because the day after my graduation, that was the day I was driving when I got that call from that same doctor who had assured me that it was nothing. She was like, "I'm so sorry, where you?" I said, "I'm driving. Can you talk?" "Yeah." She told me, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I assured you, but I'm so sorry. Results came back and it was positive for her too positive." And she started explaining all this grammar. It never sinked in. Still, I was like, "Okay, okay, okay," driving home. But by the time I got home, my phone was blowing up with calls from the breast clinic, the oncologist.
Wow.
Like, wait, that's when I broke down. That's when it really sunk in for me. So, mhm.
So what stage was it at that time?
It was stage 2 to 3 then. Yeah, it
Can
was.
you break that down? Because I know that we talk about stages in cancer, but for the layman out there, what do you mean by stage 2 or 3?
Well, it starts from stage 0, which is nothing, going to stage 1, depending on how the size of the tumor is or how aggressive it is, being the grade. So stage 3 is when it's gone to the lymph nodes, meaning it's going almost spreading to your other organs in the body. So when I say stage 2 to 3, by then, before I did my surgery, they didn't know if he had gone to the lymph nodes or not. So actually, after I did surgery, they took off some lymph nodes and did some tests to see if it actually went to the lymph nodes, which it did not. But me, I think one got it. Yeah. So stage 4 is metastasis, which is gone over your other organs.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That stage 4 is like when it's already getting to a terminal stage. Is that what they mean
Um,
by stage
not
4?
you could have stage 2 and you still terminal, right?
Okay.
You die of cancer on stage 2 or stage 3, but stage 4 just says that it's gone to other parts of the body, or it's gone from the breast to the liver to the lung to the bone or somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, wow, girl, this story is like, I mean, how did you break the news to your family? Because this is something that you've never heard of in your family. Nobody has cancer or anything like that. Like, how did you muscle the courage to break the news to your family, and how did they take it?
You know, after going through life and some rough parts, I had to put on an armor, meaning find ways to get through, navigate life. And one of the things that have helped me cope, which I say is my coping mechanism, is that I told you this. I select the things that I keep in my memory.
And
Honestly,
delete the ones that
I
don't,
the
yeah.
one that if it doesn't need, I can't remember how I told my family. I think I should ask my mom or my dad how they heard about it. I can't remember. At that time, like I was,
Young and full of life, and certainly
I
not
mean, like
expecting
when
that kind
they
of news.
that I have cancer, I can't remember how I told anybody. But for the first person that I had met after I got the news, yeah, I can't remember anybody else. They will have to tell me that when you called me, I was here, and but I just can't remember how everybody got the news.
So once they got the news, now I just want to get into that picture. Your father, I'm just guessing that your phone started buzzing off, like everybody was calling, trying to find out what's going on with you. Like, how did you take all of the reactions that were happening around you suddenly?
Yeah, it was a lot, you know. Mm, it was just a lot because in our community, at least nowadays, so many people are embracing the thought of cancer, and so many people are okay now to say, you know what, I have cancer. Although so many people are still private about it, which is all our choices. But for me, at that time, I was willing and able to tell anybody that, okay, I've been diagnosed with cancer. And it was my choice at that time to, I even put that on Facebook and
Mm-hmm.
platforms, and everybody had their opinions about it, right? I had people who had were so mad at me why I had to put it out there that I'm sick. I had those who would support me in that. So, and then, even in the community, you have people that would say, okay, it's witchcraft, or it's not, or it's this, or it's that, which I always say, you know what, I'm not saying that witchcraft doesn't exist, but cancer also exists.
Yeah, and you knew the truth. Like, you're a health professional
Yeah.
and you have worked in the cancer ward before, so you know much more than what people are saying. It's not like somebody who just got, you know, hit by the news without having an idea. So you had
But
had that chance.
it's different when it's you.
That's
It
true.
just hits different. It's just like
That's true.
I even tell even my patients now, and I say I understand you, because I remember when I was taking care of my son, and they'll say, "Okay, Corey has a surgery, and let him not eat from midnight till now." And in the morning, this kid is like, "Mommy, can I just have water?" I'm a
Hmm.
health professional, and I know how dangerous it is. I'll be like, "Kid, just take that water and drink."
Yes.
Yeah, it just hits differently when it happens to you. Yeah, it does.
We're going to talk about Corey, definitely, because that's a whole different story that, happened to you. So once you got diagnosed and you had processed the whole thing, like, okay, now I have cancer, what were the next steps that were taken? Did they have to start surgery immediately or chemotherapy? What were the next steps that were taken?
With cancer treatments, I tell you this: there is no one straight direct path that everybody has to
It's
take.
not like one size fits all.
Right? Of course, they have certain criteria or certain diagnostic procedures that they would take. For instance, some people would just go for regular mammograms and they'll find out they have breast cancer. For me, it
Hmm.
wasn't the same. It was after I found out I had breast cancer, then I went to do my mammogram, which I don't even know why I was doing. Why were they even doing that? I don't know. But most of the time, because I don't sensitize only with breast cancer,
Yeah.
with cancer in general, but I think
Yeah.
now we're talking about breast cancer in particular, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Normally it's always the sonogram they would do, and then or mammogram, or which the most intensive or invasive one is the biopsy to actually really confirm if it's the breast cancer and what kind of breast cancer it is, because there are so many different kinds of breast cancer in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So how was that process, the treatment process like? How long did it take? Because today you're 5 years breast cancer thriver. I feel like we should give a clap for that, girl. You are so strong. You're a winner. You're a warrior. Tell
Thanks
me,
again.
how was the treatment process like for you?
Yeah, for me, for some people, they do surgery first, then chemo, or then radiation and all that. But for me, I did do um, chemotherapy first.
Mm-hmm.
And I think depending on your care provider or the kind of chemo you're taking, it determines how long your chemo treatment is going to be. I think I had 6 rounds of chemo, which was once every 3 weeks. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what round of chemo that was, but maybe fourth or so. Yeah, so I had chemo, then I had surgery, which was a double mastectomy. Of course, I did have reconstruction, because so many people always have concerns when they see me and they say, "Wow, you did surgery, right? And you still have boobs." Actually, my daughter was asking me the other day, and I was telling her that, "No, these are fake, right?" She's like, "Wait, you did plastic surgery?" Like, yeah,
She's looking at it in that way, like, wait, you did
yeah.
plastic surgery, mom?
In her mind, why would you do plastic? Why should anybody ever want to do plastic surgery? You should appreciate yourself the way God made you. And I was like, yeah, but I did plastic surgery, right? She's like, wait, why? I said, remember, I was sick, and then they took off my breast and all that. She's like, but you could still do without them. I was like, that's true. That's true.
But
It- but really, so many people do without them. I was just fortunate that my insurance could afford it. Yeah, so many
yeah,
people could. Yeah, so I did have surgery and then reconstruction. And I had hormonal treatment. That was another 1 year after that, of which I still normally go through hormonal treatment, because when you do have um, breast cancer in particular, it's not a 1 year treatment or 2 years,
it's
especially
a continuous process.
continuous process, especially when you have it when you're younger. It's a
Mm-hmm.
whole process. It's intense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still take medications, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So would you say that the fact that you got it when you were really young, 27, could have helped you survive, versus somebody maybe who got it at a later age, like 40, 50? Does it have anything to do with age?
I think I was talking to you the other day. One of our beneficiaries from the
Yeah,
in Cameroon, who is younger than me, she passed last week, which that really breaks my heart.
yeah.
She passed. She was young. I always just, when I look at situations like that, I cannot help but count my blessings more. It could be me. It could be me then, or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else. It doesn't matter what age you are. That's why I was saying it doesn't matter what stage even you are. It could still be deadly at any stage and at
Mm-hmm.
any age. Yeah. Corey was 6, almost 6. He was not even 6 when he died. And
That's true.
yeah, who was I talking to? I think not you. Somebody yesterday. I'm talking about Corey, and she was like, "Wait, I didn't think kids have cancer." Wait, what? That was me. Like she didn't really believe that a child at 5 or 4 could have a brain tumor.
And
Like
that's why we have the St. Jude's Hospital. It's a hospital for kids
that
with
tells me that
cancer.
we just never heard about St. Jude, or maybe we watch TV sometimes and we just don't pay attention. Yeah, and until something really hits you or hits somebody close to you, that's when you really start paying attention to those.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Now, I want us to go through a different segment. I know that I've been putting up some pictures on the screen that I couldn't just hold myself from putting up these pictures, but I want you to take us through your story. We're going to view your story through images at this time. And so if I put up a picture, I'd like you to tell us what was going on um, in that picture, just so that we can be able to follow up what was going on there. All right, I know I already had this one on, but I'll just put it up again.
That was a chemo session I was having. Of course, I had a lot of Benadryl, so I was sleeping.
So a lot of times when we hear about chemotherapy, like we don't really understand what that means. What exactly happens during a chemotherapy session? I don't know if that's how it's said, but what exactly is that?
There are so many kinds of chemotherapy too.
Mm-hmm.
Chemotherapies are tablets. You can take them at home.
Mm-hmm.
Some are infusions.
Mm-hmm.
They can give you from your port. You see the scar here. I had a port that was inserted in there that went straight to some bigger vein in my body because
Mm-hmm.
chemo could really burn your veins if they have to put it at.
Wow.
So that port, if you know me, then you see a swelling here that they'll have to put the needle through that port, and that
Wow.
for me, I'll have to take the whole day to be at the hospital for that infusion, depending on how many chemos you get. But normally they'll give you, say, Benadryl just to make sure you don't go through some maybe allergies if you have and all that. Yeah. So it's like all day, just sleeping. The Benadryl helps because at least it makes the time go fast. So you
Yeah.
sleep there, and then the infusion goes through how many bags. It depends how
Hmm.
many bags you're taking, and then at the end of the day, you go home. It doesn't. The day really doesn't. It doesn't matter to me that day. It's the days after that
You
really.
feel the pain.
Yeah, that really hits. You get really sick.
Hmm.
I look at my pictures then, and I'm like, gee, really dying. I didn't even realize it. I was just appreciating life still in that state. Yeah.
So I have this picture here. I believe that that's you on the picture.
Yeah, that was the day in front of the hospital for I was going for my fourth chemotherapy, and I think that's why my hands are saying fourth. Yeah, I took a picture every day
Oh,
there when
wow.
for chemo.
What was one of the things that kept you going at that time? Like, you were going in there, you were losing weight, I believe, because this is you right here. From the pictures, you can tell that you lost a little bit of weight. What were some of the things that kept you going?
Hmm. Family, my kids. I think one thing that helps everybody going through some kind of adversity is your mindset.
Yes, mindset is everything.
Yeah, it's your mindset. I think even at that time, I just kept saying, I told so many people, listen, this is not gonna kill me. Even if I have to die from cancer, it's not gonna be this one. That was my mindset. I just kept saying that. Of course I said it for my son too, but it didn't work out that way. But yeah, I think even with him, I had a positive mindset. I went in every day and I told those doctors, they always like, we've never seen this work, but I'm like, he's gonna be the first. You're gonna see it work. Yeah, I think I just always try to keep a positive mindset in whatever it is.
Alrighty, so we're gonna put up this other picture here,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe this was when Corrie was sick. We'll talk about Corrie completely different from this, but here we just want to kind of like follow through your story using pictures. So what was going on in this picture here?
Corey spent almost his entire last 11 months on Earth in the hospital. So this was definitely when he was taking, maybe he was there for some, who knows, blood, because he was always running short of blood and has to rush in for blood work or infusions or for chemo. Actually, his own chemo, he could not go home. He would stay in the
Hmm.
hospital for a week for his chemotherapies. It was not like mine. I would go in. and then go home. No, his chemo was not like that.
What was the reason why? Why did they keep him there?
Because he had a different kind of chemotherapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As a mother, now I want to ask that question because I'm a mother myself. And I would imagine, as a mother, seeing your child going through all those treatments that you could understand because you were going through chemo yourself, how did that feel for you?
I think I had handled it easier when it was me.
Yeah.
When it's a child, and because you can't even understand his pain. Yeah, it's different for everybody. He wants to play. He wants to, and mothers are always the punching bag. It's always like, "Mommy, can I have this?" It feels like you're the one preventing him from all those things that he cannot do. When actually it's just a process. It was just really much 10 times harder for me watching him going through than me going through myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even think there's even a comparison for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so here in this picture, I love the smiles there.
Yeah, that was his first chemo day at the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah, that was his
alrighty.
chemo day.
And here, you and him were so close. I can almost feel the love that existed. I can almost feel how protective Corey would have been of you.
Oh, he was, even when he was here. He definitely
Oh,
was. Yeah, we were so close. This picture, um, me going through this and Corey going through this, one thing that I I realize is that there's so much love in the world and hate is. Like there's so many people willing to help than people that will hate. This was an organization that did come to the hospital, take pictures and memories of families and patients, which I cherish these pictures now. I will cherish them forever, and I will cherish that organization forever. Yeah, they did take these pictures at the hospital. Yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
And so this one right here,
Yeah, this a cute picture, and of course, Corey had a couple of brain surgeries.
okay, is that what we have the mark on his head?
Yes, and that's why he has no hair for chemo, and the mark was from surgeries that he had had for to try to get off the tumor, which of course didn't happen. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This he was going into surgery.
What
Yeah.
were you telling him? I have the impression that you were trying to pump him up and say, hey, go champion, you got this. You know what? When you come out, we're going to play football or something. I know I can imagine you were telling him something. So do you remember some of the things that you would tell him before he goes into surgery to cheer him up and keep his spirits up?
You know, it's funny how when we lose somebody, most of the things that stay with us are the things that they did in their
Memories.
last days. I, a part of pictures, I just never kept a lot of, okay, the things I would say and all that, of course, from here and there, but there was no particular thing I would tell him before going into surgery and all that. Yeah, I can't even imagine what I was telling him in this picture
I see
or
his
what he
smile.
was
He's
telling
looking up
me.
to mommy.
Always looking up to mommy.
Oh,
Yeah,
so beautiful. I just really love those pictures there.
yeah.
And then I did put up this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that
This
was
was when I was doing a party after I finished chemotherapy back in New York, and he wasn't diagnosed in this picture. Yeah, he wasn't diagnosed yet.
so at this stage we didn't know that Corey had cancer
I don't know if he actually had the cancer then. Cancer
then.
is just one of those things that would leave 0 to 100 in a split second. It's just cells multiplying, right? So I could never tell how long he had cancer before we found out.
And this picture here is very emotional.
Oh well, yeah. That was Corey's viewing when he passed. That's me and my mom. Yeah, that's
So how was that experience like for you? Because I don't want to imagine it. Like, um, I'm lacking the words because being a mom and just, um, I don't know what it would mean to watch your child being sick. Because I remember there was this day my daughter, she had a high temperature and I was going crazy. Like I couldn't even breathe. Like I could not believe what was going on. I don't want to imagine what happened, like how that process was like when the doctors came and told you we lost Corey.
No,
How
I told them instead.
you told them, so you were
No,
there. Oh,
actually, when Corey actually went unconscious, it was just me and him. I don't like talking about this part of it, but
okay.
yeah,
We can drop it completely if
yeah.
we, yeah, I don't want you to, to talk about things that would make you like, put some salt in the wound. And here, I don't want to imagine what you were thinking here, but this picture caught
Mm,
my attention
mm.
because you have Corey in the background, his picture is in the background, and you were there watching. I don't know.
Right.
Tell us about that picture.
This picture, I don't know. I can't imagine what I was thinking, but you know the thing about grief is, especially when you watch someone, when you're someone who's been sick for a while, there is a part of you that wants him to make it, but at some point you accept it. Then there is this we call anticipatory grieving. I think I had really grieved a lot before Corey actually passed. So I had done a lot of anticipatory grieving, and all of this was just okay. It is now the moment. And to me, I think my grieving was before and way after. Maybe hitting me now. Then at that moment, it's more like a party. Everybody's coming around, everybody's talking to you. You have all these loved ones all around the world there with you. Yeah, it really only hits when everyone is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
All
all.
right, let's look at
I
this
can't
other
remember
story
what
here.
I was what was really going through my mind at that time. I I I just can't remember now. Yeah.
So this picture on the screen,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was of course when we were laying him down to rest. Yeah, saying last goodbyes. They're beautiful pictures. I cherish them, those
they
moments.
are they are sis, and I want to seriously, I want to say you are some strong lady. You're one strong woman. You are indeed a royal warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing these pictures with us and with the public, with the world, because after all of your experience and everything that you went through, not really knowing that you had cancer, but devoting yourself to help cancer patients,
Mm-hmm.
and then going through that difficult treatment, and just before you could celebrate, you got the news that hit you hard,
Mm-hmm.
that your son Corey had cancer. If that's okay with you, we're going to take a break just so you can catch your breath. And when we come back, we'll be talking about Corey and how that process was like for you.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Spotlight with Gwendy. On this program, it's a 1 hour conversation with people, personalities, and professionals whose stories and experiences can inspire and empower the community. Our guest today is a 5 times breast cancer thriver. Yes, she calls herself Royal Warrior. She accepted to share her survivor story with us. As you tune in, please share the video so we can have more people joining in this discussion, in this conversation, just so that we can pass the word out to those maybe who might be battling. It could encourage somebody out there. And don't forget to send in your love for our guest who is such a courageous woman today. So, Royal Warrior, Gwendoline, we share the same name. That's very, very, very strange. I've never met someone who shares almost the same name with me. And she's such a strong woman. Thank you all those who are tuning in. Keep sending in your questions. What do you want to know about breast cancer? What do you want to know about cancer in general? And I know that a lot of people are sending more love to you, Royal Warrior. They're rooting for you in the background. So let's talk about I would say it was a shock because you didn't see that coming. The last picture that we saw, you were doing a party after your surgery, after your treatment, and Corey was looking so handsome in that gorgeous suit. And nobody knew the news that was, coming in the weeks ahead. So take us to that period. How was Corey diagnosed? What happened?
Hmm. Corey was one smart kid, one very smart kid, healthy, smart kid all his life. Um, he was at school. I was in the hospital when I got this call. I was having my last Herceptin treatment that day when the teacher called me and said, "Hey, we think Corey's not doing well and we want you to talk to him on the phone." And I'm like, "Hey, what happened?" They're like, "Okay, we're thinking about calling an ambulance because he was just not talking to us when we were talking to him." And the teacher went on to explain to me. I asked a question and I was expecting Corey to know the answer, but he didn't know. And when I turned to him, he was just staring at me. So I was like, okay, I'm on my way. And by the time I got to school, I spoke to him on the phone, but I was like, "Corey, how are you?" He's like, "I'm fine, mommy." So he could talk to me then. So when I got to school, the teachers were telling me he just didn't talk to them for a few minutes and just staring at them. Little did I know he was having a seizure. He
Oh
never
God.
expressed any signs of anything growing up until then. So I said, you know what? From what they're explaining, I was still taken to the hospital. So I took him to the hospital, to the emergency room. I did leave him there, went to work. Of course, I left him with his dad, not alone. Went to work, and then apparently he was jumping around, and at some point he just paused, and he was having another seizure. That's when the
Oh
hospital
God.
said a seizure. So from there, they did an MRI, and they called me from work that night to tell me, "Okay, we just did an MRI, and we think there is a little tumor in his brain." Of course, they will play it off, but we're gonna move him from that hospital to another hospital. I would never had thought it was cancer. Never had thought about it. Even still, when they said it was a tumor, it didn't. Being that I was still in the process, how could he even have a tumor, a brain tumor? I never thought about it. So they took him to the hospital. Of course, I left work and went and met him there. And then they had to go into his brain and see if they can take it off. Even going into his brain, the doctors were not sure if coming back he'll be able to talk and go
Oh
into
God.
somebody's brain. But I'm so grateful after all the surgeries that he went into, the doctors will come out and say we're not sure he's gonna talk, and he would still get up and talk to me. And when I tell the doctors he spoke, they'll be like, "Wait, did he speak to you? Did you hear him speak?" I said, "Yes, he spoke to me." So yeah, those were all just miracles that happened in the process that we see like miracles. So yeah, that's how we found out he had a brain tumor.
And so we went through that process,
It was
the chemotherapy and all that.
it was
What were some of the
11.
priceless moments that you shared with Corey during this period where you looked at him and you were like, "This young man is one strong man. I'm so proud of you."
Every step of the way. Every step of the way he was one strong guy. Well, I have so many videos of Corey of the times we shared, especially
Yeah.
hospital.
I want to put this video. I just love this video because he was eating something, an African delicacy. And I want you guys to pay attention to how he said it, because yes, Corey is somewhere. He's up there watching, probably playing all the games that he wanted to play. We are celebrating our sister's life today. We're not here to cry. It's a survival story. It's an empowerment session. Of course, we know this is Women's History Month. And so all through this month, we're going to be having amazing women, strong women in the community who are empowering, who are impacting people, communities with their work, their activities. We also have men who support women, of course. So don't think that we're leaving you out, guys. So hey, let's watch this video of Corey that really, really melted my heart.
Corey,
No,
what are you eating?
I eat peanut butter and chicken.
You're eating pinyondong
Yeah.
and what? And peanut?
I eat peanut butter and peanut.
Pinyondong and peanut.
Yeah.
Is that how you could told you that they call it in Cameroon? What do they call that in Cameroon? That one day. How do they call that in Cameroon?
Cause peanut butter.
Pinyondong. Okay. So now, what are you gonna tell Grandma?
I peanut butter.
That's pinyondong you're eating. That pinyondong you brought from Cameroon. That is it today that you're eating that pinyondong thing. Is that time you brought from Cameroon, right?
Oh God, yeah.
I could not hear it. Was everybody hearing it?
I could hear it. Wait, were you guys hearing? Could you guys hear the sound of that video? I heard him talking about Pyondong. Were you guys able to hear? Please let me see in the comment section. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Were you guys able to hear the sound? Okay, good. So you heard it. Jennifer Tangi, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, Goroti Experience. Yes, the Goroti Show is here. We're going to take off time to give shout outs to all of you who are watching. All right, so everybody was able to hear. I don't know why you were not able to hear.
So,
okay, that's fine. So there's another video here. Taj, I don't know, do you have that video? Can you play that video? Because we just want to, be able to bring in a little bit of sunshine. And after this, we're going to talk about your foundation and the work that you are doing with the Royal Warrior Foundation. So if that video is ready, Taj, can you please play that video for us? All right. So I don't know if that video is.
Is that your food that you cook?
huh?
Is that the food you cook?
Yes.
How do you like it?
I don't know.
You like it?
Yeah.
You're enjoying it? So what are you eating?
Eating egg, spaghetti. What again? I don't know what this name is.
Okay.
You don't know, right? Because
Alrighty, so there we just wanted to revisit some moments of Corey, who is now watching us from heaven and probably rooting for his mommy. He was his mommy's biggest fan. Watching those videos as a mother and looking at the closeness that you had with your son, what are some of the things that come back to you? Just seeing those videos and all those, the things that you used to talk about, him calling Myondo Pyondong. I just like how he called it. So I'm eating Pyondong and peanuts.
yeah. Well, just like every time I imagine, like looking at it, I'll be like, how tall Corey would have been now.
I can
How
imagine.
his voice would have changed.
Oh,
Yeah, those moments just hit all the time. Yeah.
this is a testimony, right? It's a testimony. Your life is a testimony, sister. So while waiting for Taj to get that video ready, let's talk about the Royal Warrior Foundation and some of the works that you are doing.
Right. So because of everything that had happened and the path God had put me through, which I believe is for a purpose, right? Our lives are all for a purpose. which I think that's my purpose or part of it. So we started this, the Royal Warrior Cancer Foundation, which primarily we've been working in Cameroon. We started a lot doing sensitization, and which one of the programs we did for a while, mostly in Bamenda, I did that, was the Look Good Feel Good program, which if you go to our website, www.warriorr.org, you'll see some of the work we do there is giving people going through cancer, not just breast cancer, we
Cancer in general.
this to cancer in general. We do have the program where we do monthly do massage therapy for our warriors, um, counseling. Like we just find this safe haven where they we could all come there and just belong and tell our own stories. At least it makes us going through this know that it's not just me. I'm not alone. Because it's easy to go through something and you feel like you're the worst. Like you have the whole world on you until you see somebody else, and then you really, it makes you really feel better. Yeah,
Yeah.
or at least you know that there is somebody else I can talk to or who I can relate with. Because there are things that if I talk to you about, Gwen, you will really not understand me. But if I talk to some other person that has gone through what I have gone
Yeah.
through,
They can
of course,
relate to
they
what you're
will
saying.
with me. So we do try
Yes.
to find that milieu where people going through that can come together and share experiences or just get a hug from somebody. But one of
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing that we're doing now is providing financial assistance to these people. Oh my,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen a lot of people struggling, going through cancer that they don't even have money to afford chemotherapy. Currently,
Yeah.
we have this lady that was diagnosed. She's just so lucky because she's been diagnosed for years,
Wow.
only afford the finances to go through surgery, and she just didn't have the finances to go through chemo.
Oh.
Her chemo sessions were like 300 or something dollars for each
Oh
session,
my
and she
God.
needed
Wow.
7 sessions or more. I think we have her now on her fourth session. I think I was talking to you about this particularly.
Yes. Yes.
Just completely taking over her treatment because this lady at this point she was just like, okay, whenever the time comes, I go. And she has kids, she has family, but they really, really just cannot afford it. Her husband left her at some point with the
Huh.
kids. Yeah, people are really struggling. The other day I had a lady who texted me and she was just like, I give up. I don't have money for treatments anymore. And I'm like, wait. In the morning I just get up to these messages and it weighs on me, I tell you. The worst one is when we have somebody I have connected with and then they pass on. They're like family to me at the end of the day because I understand the pain they, the family, they go
Yeah.
through. So we do try, I really try to focus now on financial help because
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's not all. I could come here and talk all day and raise awareness and we go and check every day, but people really going through it and they really don't have help. I was
Yeah.
fortunate to be here in the United States of America where so many people helped me that I would never know them. So many organizations helped me, I would never know them. And it's really a pleasure for me to be able to help, even if it is just one person that's
Yeah.
going through it. And I would take this opportunity to really thank our donors. It's though a greater part comes out of pocket from me, but I have a whole village of people that are really donating every month that help us help all these people that we're making a great impact in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the biggest thing you get from helping people? I know that being somebody who has had to go through the experience of treatment, what is the biggest impact you feel personally as you're able to provide help or support or assistance to some people who are going through cancer?
I got up 2 mornings ago, and I had this long text message on WhatsApp from one of our beneficiaries in Cameroon, and that just put me through tears. She can't stop thanking me for what I do, and sometimes I do screenshot these messages and I send it to our most of our donors just to say, you know what, thank you, what you're doing, it's not me, it's really impacting somebody else's life, and I'm just a tool. I when I get
Yes.
messages like that, with families really, somebody really telling you, I would have died. I really, yes, because if they really didn't have treatment, it's just a matter of months, and they would definitely die. Although some people survive
Yes.
and die, and what greater joy can that be? Can
That
that?
is really amazing, sis. And I want to salute you for that. I want to really salute you because cancer treatment is not, as they say in Pidgin, it's not bonbon. No being bonbon. It's very expensive. It takes a
Oh,
whole lot.
even life after is still
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Again, if you meet anybody, I'm telling you, not just me, who has gone through cancer, just give them a hug because they are still going
Yes.
through a lot. Life after cancer is another challenge of its own from a regular life from somebody who has it. That's
Yeah.
just a whole different story on its own. If we have to start
Yeah.
talking about life after cancer, it's a whole challenge. So that's why we don't just help people going through cancer. I like having even people who have gone through cancer, who are survivors.
Yes. Who are
Yeah,
thrivers.
who are thrivers. Yes.
Yes, girl, I am so proud of you. I don't know what to say. You're always so happy, always smiling, always
No matter
gorgeous.
what we're going through, whatever adversity you're going through, they always say, find your sense of humor, find
Yes,
a
be a
reason
winner.
to smile. Just find there's always a little blessing in everything that happens. You at that moment we might not see it, but if we just look a little carefully, I could cry every day about Corey dying, but I know that there was a lot of blessings that came through that.
Yes,
Yeah, I say normally sometimes when people die, they're the ones that win because we are still here, we're still fighting. Yeah.
yes. I'm so proud of you, sis. So now you already kind of like took that question out of my mouth because I was going to ask you now. You are a 5 years breast cancer thriver.
Mhm.
How has life after cancer been for you? What are some of the things that you're doing differently that you couldn't do before or that you were doing before that you cannot do now?
Mm. Remember when you called when we started this and I was having breakfast?
Yes. It, pepper, fresh
I
pepper.
know, and I'm like, this
It's
one
right there. Show us.
is still right here, and I'm still munching it. I try, but it's hard. It's hard to eat healthily or make big life changes that you didn't have before. I try as much as I can to stay on a good diet, and my daughter on a good diet, and maybe anybody else around me, and I just cherish life more than I did before. Like I say, life after cancer is difficult. It's so uncertain. It's so uncertain because though I even say it's so uncertain, but life is uncertain for everybody, right?
Mhm.
But life after cancer is really, really uncertain because every little headache you have, you would wonder, is that a cancer coming back? I remember last week, 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, the beneficiary who died, I was talking to her and she was like, I was telling her how I was worried about something and I had to go to the doctor. And she was like, no, but you're 5 years after, so you wouldn't be worried about a rebound, right? I was like, no, honey, it doesn't
You
matter.
cannot be too
Unfortunately,
safe.
yeah, unfortunately, she passed. It really,
Oh,
yeah, but we had this conversation.
sorry for your loss.
Yeah, that it does. I know. So, life is challenging. It's always gonna be you always looking over your shoulder for everything. Yeah.
All right. What is the biggest lesson that you've taken from your whole experience of getting diagnosed, of having a second chance at life? Because this is a second chance that not everybody is able to get.
The biggest lesson
Yes.
is that I always have
That
to
you want to share with everybody and people who may be going through pain or whatsoever out there.
keep a positive mindset. Yeah, like for instance, I'll say for some of my beneficiary, they never thought that help could be on the way. God's always got us.
Yes.
What happened? God has always got us. He's always gonna send somebody. Because even when I look at my journey in life, I wonder how I got through most of the things that I went through the way I did go through it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that I did have the mindset, and I can't take all the credit. I so appreciate the people that are surrounding me because, of course, they do help lift me up. Yeah, or put a smile on my face every day or whenever they can. Yeah, so one thing I learned is that there is so much love in this world.
Hmm.
There is so much love. The messages I get till now every day from people is just overwhelming.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I just cherish life more. If you know me, you know I Jennifer's writing there that dance more. I just
Girl, for real, because sometimes when I wake up and I see your pictures on Facebook, I'm like, oh my God, this girl, she's killing it again. You know, your joie de vivre is just something that I believe that everybody should emulate, whether you're going through cancer or through regular problems or difficulties, because a lot of people are going through terrible situations out there, which could also take your life, you know. But like you said, the key is your mindset. Your mindset is so, so, so important. Now, I want you to pick maybe three people. I know you probably have a whole lot of people. Maybe it could be people close to you, your family members, or maybe an organization that have stood by you throughout your process, whom you want to show gratitude to today.
hmm. You're setting problems here.
I know. That's why I said two or three. And everybody's going to understand that we
Oh,
cannot call everybody.
there is this organization, I would just never forget them. Friends of Karen.
Oh.
Karen was the child of these parents who had passed. And then, just like me, they started an organization. This organization stood by us a lot. They actually had paid my bills when Corey was sick, some of our bills.
Oh my God.
Yeah, even
Wow.
after Corey died, they they had offered they had to take Corey and Courtney and me for a Disney trip for Make a Wish. That's where Corey really wanted to go. And
Oh.
he died the day we had to be in Disney World.
Oh.
Yeah, so Friends of Karen actually they did help a lot finding the plot where Corey was buried. They had offered that land. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful, beautiful place. I will forever be grateful to Friends of Karen. And of course,
Mm.
my daughter,
Aw.
she's one tough lady.
That is your photographer to whom you never give credit. Let me attack you on her behalf today. You need to pay more for the services, girl.
I pay sometimes. I do
Yeah.
pay sometimes, yeah. So I would give because she's here with me and she goes through all my emotional moments and she's the one I will surely bounce on first when I'm having my moments and the one I will hug or laugh with when I'm not. So she deserves that credit. And my entire family, of course.
Mm.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I heard from someone that you sing so marvelously.
Huh?
Yes, girl. You're gonna let that cat out of the bag here today.
That
You
is
have
the
to.
most shocking thing I've heard. Like, oh yeah, long. What?
That you sing in the shower, you sing, when you're happy. And Jennifer just told us that you dance, and singing goes with dancing. So, what are you talking about, sis? There's no way that you're going to go without blessing us with some of that, that joy, that joie de vivre. So, Go ahead, pick any song, one of those songs that motivates you, that gets your spirits, back to where it is when you're feeling low.
You never stop me, I'm a warrior. Is that good enough? You
You tried. Please let's give her some claps in the comment section. Show her some love.
Oh
You
my
never stop me, I'm a warrior. Maybe I can adopt that too, and maybe everybody who's watching today can adopt that. We all need those
song.
kind of songs that would uplift our spirits when we're feeling low, when we're feeling down, when we're going through certain
You should listen
situations.
to that song. It's called Warrior. Now I don't know her name. Yeah.
Aww.
Down, I get stronger. It's a beautiful song.
It is. I just like the words. It was so short, but I really like it. I really, really like it. You never stop me. I'm a warrior. And that's what we should go out there telling ourselves today. So before we go, Royal Warrior, Gwendoline Ngu, what are the next steps? Do you have some projects that you're working on at this time, with your organization, with your foundation? Do you have some screening sessions, you know, planned for this month of March, which is Women Empowerment Month? Like, just tell us some of the projects that you're working on right now.
Next month would be 4 years Corey passed. And I just woke up
Oh,
this morning thinking, what is it that we can organize for the past years? We've been doing maybe balloon release, and we've been doing something in memory of Corey. And I think last year I just gave out some fundings to somebody in Corey's memory. But this year I'm still thinking of what we want to do for Corey's memorials, April 12th. And then we haven't officially done the launching of the foundation yet.
okay.
I'm still COVID and everything happening, but still
Yeah.
on that. So, but for now, what my main focus is and the goal is helping the people that really need it. That's it. I always think that all the other things are secondary, but the main focus is actually reaching out to the people that really need it. And my goal is just giving somebody help. Like somebody should know help is on the way. We might
Yes.
at some point, I think we're just gonna have a list. Then we're just taking people as they come, because at this point we still don't have that big of a finance to finance everybody that shows
Yeah.
up. Because we're really gonna screen and see that you really have the need for peace. Already, I have people that have come up that their parents are done with treatment, but they just wanted to scam us. I've had it already. So we actually just want to put in the work and make sure, okay, this person really needs help and is getting their help. Then, of course, I have other organizations that I'm really proud of seeing them doing sensitizations. But what I really want to focus is doing the work. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And so for people maybe who want to support your foundation in any way, how can they get in contact with you guys? Because if you're watching this, you were touched, you want to show love, you want to, help somebody out there who's going through cancer or treatment, you might want to contact Royal Warrior. So what's the best way to contact you?
Now I think I need 15 people to give at least $25 every 3 weeks so we can finish the treatment. 15 people would be $300. That would just be
Yes,
small
that's
treatment for
possible.
this lady.
Yes.
Yes. If you can go on the website www.warriorr.org, and we have the PayPal account there, so anybody around the world can do it, and we can help as many people as we can. Yeah. So the best way to contact us is going through the website www.warriorr.org, or of course my Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Royal Warrior, and also on Instagram we have Royal Warrior Cancer Foundation. You can contact us in any of those platforms.
All right, girl. Thank you so much. We've had a wonderful 1 hour conversation with you, sharing your story, taking us through, a lot of things that you've kept private to yourself. Thank you for sharing stories about Corey, your fantastic son. I'd have loved to meet him. He's just, I mean, I can imagine, like, so sure of himself, so cute and all
Yeah.
that. But I know he's rooting for you from up there.
Oh no,
So,
yeah. Like I always say, we do live in a spiritual world and in a physical. So we do get messages from him all the time. We dream, and we're so. When I say we, I mean my family, especially Courtney and I. We are so secure knowing that he is in a better place.
alrighty, so I'm just gonna take a few comments here. We have a lot of comments from YouTube and Facebook. We're streaming directly to YouTube and Facebook, and Spotlight with Gwendy comes up every Tuesdays and Saturdays, 2 p.m. Eastern, USA Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Cameroon time, or Central African time, for those who are there. And we are always open to people who have a story and experience to share. So if you know somebody in the community who's doing something amazing, who has a story that can inspire and empower, do feel free to contact us. Send us an email to gwendymedia@gmail.com. And if this is your first time tuning in, guys, every single week we have amazing stories and experiences from our communities that would empower and inspire you. And so if that's something that you like, do consider subscribing to this channel and make sure that you turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on any program. Okay, that's the only way that you're going to help this program grow and this channel become a standard channel, that does more stuff like this. Okay. Yes. So today our guest has been this gorgeous lady. I love her braids. Yesterday I was talking to her when she was on her way to go do this braids, and I'm like, girl, I'm so jealous of those braids right now. I wish I could get some for me.
Mhm.
She's looking fabulous. She's a survivor. She is 5 years breast cancer thriver. She is the founder of the Royal Warrior Foundation. And with the foundation, they've been doing so much helping people with diagnosis, cancer diagnosis, and treatment. They actually need support, guys, because they're helping a lot of people who are going through cancer treatment, chemotherapy, and all that. It costs about $300 per session, and they have a good number of patients they are helping. So if you're one of those people out there, if you feel moved to help, please get in contact with them through their website, www.royalwarrior.org. I hope I got it right. And of course, you can also contact our gorgeous Royal Warrior directly on Facebook. Do you want to give them your social media pages so that they can be able to get in contact with you?
Yeah, I did. We do have a Facebook page, Royal Warrior. I think it's
Mhm.
Royal_Warrior, and
Okay.
also on Instagram, it's Royal Warrior Cancer Support. And
Okay.
then, of course, the website is www.royalwarrior.org. There, of course, you have more information about what we do and how you can email. If you need help, of course, you can reach us from that means.
Yes, thank you so much, sis. I want to thank all of you. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time to go through all the messages. I'll just take a few of them. This one here from Teresia Tabe. She says, great inspiration and sensitization. Cancer sensitization cannot be outsourced. Such a resilient warrior she is. This is a beautiful message. I love it. It just
From a
melted.
beautiful lady. Yes.
Yes, this is from Linda Attude. She says, I really was lost to cancel, but thanks to her, I know a lot, like the types, the pain and the cost. It's just too much.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think I got a little bit of that message there. This is Goretti from the Goretti Experience, the Goretti Show. She has a fantastic show every Wednesday on YouTube and Facebook. You
Mhm.
should go follow her. We tell our own stories. We're just trying to empower and inspire the community the best way we can. So she says, with a theoretical background on breast cancer, did it make it easier for you to accept the diagnosis? That's a good question there. I guess we got that one. And there was also another question. Do you want to answer that question before
Mhm.
we go?
Sure. You remember when I said it hits different when it's you? It doesn't make it less just because you're well informed about it. It doesn't. Yeah. It really, no, I don't think so. It's always a different experience. Even if I watch you go through something and I have to go through it, the experience is different. It's just like my experience might be different from somebody else. Accepting any situation, it's just different. God forbid that I ever have cancer again.
God forbid.
God forbid. I say that and I say it every day, and God hear me. I don't know how I'm gonna accept it. Can I assure you that I'm gonna accept it the way I accepted the other one? I can assure you that until you get into those shoes, and then you know how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's take this one from Claudia Fongu. It's actually my baby sister. She
Hi.
says, strong and courageous is an understatement for who you are. You are an encouragement to those with cancer and to every woman in the community. So I guess that was, an encouragement message. I have this one from Carlson Matthias. He says, courage to you for all you have been through as a cancer patient and also losing a son to cancer. As a medic, having worked in oncology, I can understand what you went through. Thank you so much for that comment, Carlson. Jennifer Tangi, she says, Gwen, Chai. I always try to forget this moment, but damn, it did happen. So I guess she was,
That's
reminiscing on
correct.
everything that you went through. This is from Bonnie Aquen. It puts show the world indeed needs to understand and share the pain of cancer patients. No one fights alone. NOFA. So I believe NOFA
I
is
do
the name of
follow
an organization.
Facebook, and yes, I appreciate that organization. You're doing a great job too. I do follow that. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to thank all of you really for taking the time. It's not every day that we have people who are ready to come and listen to stories that will inspire and empower, right? A lot of times people want other things, but I'm really grateful that you all took out the time. These things don't happen to one person. Nobody has a time that this is meant for this person or that person. You need to be prepared. You need to know about other people's experiences so that if that happens to you,
So
somebody that you might know where to turn to. You might call an organization. You might just call, hey, Royal Warrior Foundation. Hey, I have this
just
situation.
talk.
Can you
Yeah,
help me?
just to talk or just to get strength.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need anything else.
Kirthy Bertin says, Gwen, keep up your positivity. You don't know how much you inspire others going through the same challenges. So there you go. And then I have this question from our Amy Bride, who is one of our top fans here. She says, please, Auntie Gwen, what are the causes and symptoms of breast cancer? If it's actually possible to be cured, as in your case, what does it take financially? So maybe you can just resume that because I believe we've talked about that a little bit. But let's talk about those causes and symptoms very briefly.
First, before the thought skips my mind, yet they don't have a cure for cancer. They do treatments. They
Okay.
treat it, but they're not curing it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I keep saying, even after you're being treated, there's still chances you can have a recurrence. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now another thing is that's one question when I meet other people. I always want to know, how did you find out?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did
How
you
did you
find out?
know? How? Yeah.
Yeah, that's one question I always want to
Yeah.
ask everybody. Some people have different signs and symptoms. Some
Yeah.
people don't actually feel a lump in their breast.
Mm-hmm.
People might just have. That's why it's good to see a doctor when you're feeling anything. Some people start to
Yeah. Pay
feel
attention to anything that you see
pay
that's
attention.
not that was not there before.
Yes, some people actually just have their feet swelling, and then before they could do a thorough exam, then they find out it's breast cancer. Some people would have maybe some kind of discharge from their breast. It could be whitish, it could be blood. Um, it's dysfunction. It's so many different signs you can have from having being
Cancer.
when you have breast cancer. So the main thing is, like you said, is know your body. If there is
Yes.
any change, see
Yeah.
a doctor.
See
And
your doctor.
please don't rest until you have an answer that best suits your mental health and your soul that you're
Mhm.
satisfied with. Just because a doctor tells you that it is okay doesn't mean it's okay.
Yeah. We have this comment from Ofuri Alcidian. She says, I really appreciate you, Dr. Harry, for bringing back happiness to my life. So I believe that this is a testimony she's giving. Thank you so much, friends. Join me, thank him for what he's actually done for me. I pray to you for all the good and good health. And most importantly, thanks. I have been suffering from herpes simplex virus disease during the first year. And faith in God helped me to get healed. So I believe that that's a testimony from somebody who has suffered a similar situation and who is now healed, who is now well and is, paying tribute
True.
to the doctor that helped them. Courage to you, Ofori. Yes, great experience. She says, wonderful show, Gwen's, and God bless you all. And Corey is right there with you, and Courtney and your loved ones. Stay blessed. Love you too, sis. Thank you so much for what you do. I enjoyed your program on Wednesday with our Manu president. She was so amazing and lively. Caring for Busy says, super strong woman. She is a warrior indeed. You inspire me every single day. And it's with that note that we're going to call it wrap on the program today. Spotlight with Gwendy was just so amazing today. It's not every day we talk to a warrior.
Uh,
Yes.
Gwen, thank you so much for giving me such honor to come on and
You deserve it, sis. You
okay.
deserve it. And thank you for all the work that you're doing for the community. Thank you for inspiring, people going through similar situations. Keep staying strong and beautiful. We're right here rooting for you, girl.
Thank you. Yeah.
All the best and keep up the good work. We will be following the activities of the foundation. If there's anything we can do, if there's any information we need to pass on, don't hesitate to share that with us.
I will. I
All
will.
righty. God bless you. Have a wonderful
Thank
day.
you. You too. Thanks to everyone watching. Thanks so much for all your comments. Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. Guys, it was a beautiful 1 hour conversation, a little over 1 hour. You know how we do it here now. We like to add a little bit of Maggi and salt and pepper. But that was so beautiful. I was talking to my namesake, if I should call it that way, Gwendoline Ngu, Gwendoline Fungu. How close is that? She's a warrior just like me. But she thrived over a situation which I don't know if I can thrive over. But I want to give her all the courage, want to give her all the love. I want to thank all of you for taking out the time to join in, for all the wonderful messages that you all sent. Thank you so much. Keep being the positive force in the community. Keep being the change. Choose to do good because you never know when it's going to be your last day. On Tuesday, I did send them out. I sent out a message. Hopefully, they can get back to us with a yes, and that would be amazing. So let's keep our fingers crossed for Tuesday. I contacted the team of Therapy, the cast and crew. That's the very first movie, the very first Cameroonian movie on Netflix. I'm just keeping fingers crossed. Let's keep our fingers crossed together. Let's see those fingers crossed in the comment section. If they say yes, then they're going to be our guest on Tuesday. We'll be talking all about the movie Therapy with the cast and crew of the very first Cameroonian movie on Netflix, guys. This is amazing. And next Saturday, we're definitely going to have multi-award winning Cameroonian musician, producer, and founder of Lion Entertainment, Mr. Leo himself. So it's going to be a wonderful time. Meantime, you guys take care of yourselves. And remember, you can be the change that you seek. All right. All righty. You take care of yourselves. And I'll see you on Tuesday with the same pleasure and love. Keep being beautiful. And don't dim your light for anybody. You got it. You got everything together. And you are a warrior, just like our guest we had on today's program. God bless you. Mwah. See you on Tuesday. Bye bye.